The rolling fields of Oak Ridge had belonged to one man for as long as anyone in the county could remember. Jeremiah Cole, known affectionately as Grandpa Cole, was a 78-year-old black farmer, whose 1,500 acres of land had been passed down through generations since Reconstruction. The land was his pride, his sanctuary, and his legacy. For decades, developers and homeowners associations tried to buy him out, but Jeremiah always smiled, tipped his hat, and said, "This land isn't for sale." The latest pressure came from a wealthy homeowners association looking to expand their gated community. Seeing Jeremiah as an obstacle, they filed petitions, manipulated zoning boards, and eventually managed to seize a large portion of his land through what they claimed was a legal loophole. Within a year, they had built 96 luxury homes, complete with manicured lawns, winding driveways, and even a private clubhouse. They boasted about their triumph, thinking the old farmer had been beaten at last. But Grandpa Cole had been quiet for a reason. Unknown to the developers, years earlier he had carefully drafted covenants and easements on his property. He had written them into county records in ironclad legal language, with the help of a lawyer who respected his determination to protect his family's legacy. Those documents stated that any future residential developments on his land would owe him perpetual lease fees tied directly to the property deeds. In other words, no matter who lived in those homes, Jeremiah Cole or his heirs would legally be entitled to a percentage of every resale, rental, or development that took place there. When the HOA proudly unveiled their community, Jeremiah walked into their meeting with a folder of papers. Calmly, he spread the documents across the table. One by one, the developers read the filings and turned pale. Victory had become a trap. Every single one of the 96 homes was bound to pay annual ground rent to the man they thought they had pushed aside. The homeowners, furious at the HOA for failing to notice the covenants, threatened lawsuits, but the law was clear, and Jeremiah's filings were airtight. From that day forward, the HOA had no choice but to send monthly checks to Grandpa Cole. What they had tried to take from him ended up enriching him instead. Jeremiah didn't gloat, simply went back to tending his garden and raising cattle, his quiet dignity unshaken. Neighbors began to see him not as the stubborn old farmer in their way, but as a man who outsmarted an entire system stacked against him. In the end, Grandpa Cole's land remained his legacy, untouchable and thriving. The HOA had built their homes, but they had built them on his terms.